Good evening, folks, and welcome into another edition of Sean Paul News and Comment. I'd like to thank you for joining me this evening. I'd like to start by wishing everybody a happy new year. I hope you had a great new year. I hope you had a great Christmas holiday season as well. Me personally, I am glad the holidays are now over. Perhaps life can get back to some sense of normalcy. It seems to me that if you're in the United States and you celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year, that about the Wednesday before Thanksgiving up until, let's say, the 5th or 6th of January, nothing seems to get done in this country. Congress can't pass bills. People can't seem to do a job. You try to get things done, and you find that people tell you that, well, we're short-handed, or we got people out due to the holidays, or what have you, and it seems to be the way it goes. So this evening, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tie up a few loose ends from the first video that I did last Friday. I tried to keep that one short as it was my first one and I wasn't quite familiar as to what I was doing. Trying to learn along the way here. So, first off, let's do a little housekeeping. And if you watch my videos and I'm smoking a pipe, this is generally speaking where I will start. Tonight I have my Dr. Graybo. This is the original Dr. Graybo that was purchased for me when I was 16 years of age, and I've had it 24 years now. And in this Dr. Graybo, I am smoking Lane Limited's 1Q. Now, I will be the first to tell you that I do not do pipe tobacco reviews specifically, because I am not one of these people who can, pick out certain tobaccos and pick out the note of this and the hint of that and this and that and the other. So that is not me. That is not what I do. Typically speaking, my tobacco reviews are either I like them or I don't, and I base that on the fact that their strength, their room note, that sort of thing. And the same thing holds true when I smoke a cigar, which is very seldom. Same with pipe smoking. I don't consider myself to be a frequent pipe smoker, probably very infrequent. If it's once, twice a week, that's probably about it for me. I can go 6 weeks and smoke a pipe once, twice, maybe 3 times a week, and then go 6 months and not even touch it. So it's one of those things that I don't offer a lot in the way of pipe tobacco reviews. Now, this Lane Limited 1Q is the #1 selling pipe tobacco in the United States, and it is for good reason. A lot of people find that it is not quite strong enough for them. I would say sometimes it is not quite strong enough for me, but it's got a great taste. It's got a great room note. This is a Cavendish with a little hint of Virginia and vanilla pipe tobacco. This pipe tobacco is available at most brick and mortar pipe shops. Here in Chattanooga, you can pick it up at Burns Tobacconist, which is located on Jordan Drive, also downtown on Cherry Street. They also have a new location somewhere up in Cleveland. I'm not familiar with exactly where it is, but I understand that it's open up there. So go see Matt, or go see my buddy Wesley. He runs the downtown store. So go by and visit them if you're interested in this 1Q, and they will fix you up. They also have numerous cigars and pipes and accessories. And no, this is not an advertisement for Chattanooga Billiard Club or Burns Tobacconist. They're just friends of mine, and I don't mind plugging their product and facilities. So, having said that, this 1Q did not come from Burns Tobacconist, as it was late and I was on the wrong side of town. So this actually came from a friend of mine who runs the little Tobacco and Beverage Mart there next to the Bilo on East Brainerd Road. So a lot of times you will find this particular pipe tobacco blend in those type stores, the Tobacco Beverage Marts, the Bell Smoke Shops, the different places like that. So it's readily available. That's one of the reasons that I use it, typically speaking, as someone who is not, let's say that sometimes has a tendency to be financially challenged. I typically just buy things locally, not necessarily drugstore blends, but things locally that I can get my hands on pretty regularly and don't have to ship in on the internet and pay shipping and handling on. Although I have done that a time or two, it is not something that I typically do, simply because I don't want to have to set and pay for the I don't want to have to pay shipping and handling, and frankly, I don't have a lot of money for a lot of those things either. So now, back again to this pipe. This is one of the few briar pipes that I actually own. Again, being financially challenged at times, I don't spend a lot of money on pipes, pipe accessories, things of that nature. This is one that was purchased for me when I was 16. Of course, it holds a lot of sentimental value, so I do hang on to it. I also have maybe 4 or 5 other briar pipes. One that my wife bought for me a Christmas or 2 ago, a couple that a friend of mine sent to me, and a couple that I have purchased from another friend of mine. Typically speaking, I smoke the Missouri Meerschaums, which I discussed in the first video. I had the General in that video. Generally speaking, those are what I smoke. I have probably 5 or 6 of those. I have the General, the Country Gentleman, and a few of the smaller types. Now, I'm not going to get into a grand history of the Missouri Meerschaum Company. Suffice it to say, they're out of Washington, Missouri. They're the only United States-made corncob pipe. They have been since the 1860s. They're well known. They make the best corncob smoking pipe. So if you go to a drugstore or a tobacco store and you do not see Missouri Meerschaum, it is Chinese made and it is a knockoff, and I would avoid those at all costs. However, the Missouri Meerschaums are really good corncob pipes. They're very inexpensive. Most of them are under $10. I think the one above that is the MacArthur, which I do not have. I'd like to have the MacArthur just to have. It's 12 or 13, and they have a freehand, which is $30 or $35. Freehand pipe is a very large pipe for those who are not familiar. But I typically smoke the Missouri Meerschaums simply because of A, their price, and B, the fact that for a visually impaired person, they are easier to keep clean, and there's really no cake cutting if you keep them clean. If you run a pipe cleaner through them periodically, there is no cake buildup in them, typically speaking, if you keep them relatively clean. Also, if you break them, if you leave them, drop them, what have you, they're inexpensive to replace. So typically speaking, those are the type of pipes that I smoke, simply for those reasons. Again, I'm don't have the money to buy the Savinellis or the Dunhills or those. So that's typically what my pipe my piping consists of. I purchase my Missouri Meerschaums, generally speaking, from my pal Scott at aristocob.com. I have purchased some, of course, directly from the factory at corncobpipe.com, and I will put links to both of those in the notes for the video as well, so if you're interested in them. Now, let me address the whole pipe smoking bit here. I know there's a lot of you who will be clicking this video from my Facebook page or from Twitter saying, look, I really don't care about pipe smoking, and that's fine. I understand that. Not all of my videos, matter of fact, probably only 5 to 10% will be about pipe smoking, period. So don't get lost stay with me, and I will try to make sure that somewhere in the title there will be an indication that this is a pipe smoking or pipe tobacco or cigar smoking or cigar tobacco related video, so that if you're not interested, you don't have to waste your time and you don't have to watch. And for those of you who are interested, then feel free to watch. I'm also testing out a new video camera or webcam tonight to do this video. I'm hoping everything worked out like it was supposed to. I had a really hard time getting the sound right, and I'm still not. I still don't like the sound. As someone who has spent 20 years of his life in radio, 22 years of his life in radio now, obviously sound is very important, and I'm having a really hard time getting the sound right on this video, this webcam. I plan to do another video here shortly, the next few days, talking about a couple of new things that I have added to my workflow over the past week, and showing and demonstrating those. Of course, I can't show the webcam, although I'll talk a little bit more about it. Can't show it because it'd be in use, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the things that I have added to my workflow, in hopes that those of you who are interested in said things can get an idea as to about the kind of things that I use to get my job done. Again, I hope that the video is okay. Keep in mind that this video is coming from a visually impaired individual, and I'm doing the best with it that I can. I have asked people to set my cam and set me in the best position, so that once I'm doing the video alone, as I am tonight with no one here, I know where to go and where to put things and where to hold things. So I hope I'm doing okay with that. But again, please bear with the video. And last but not least, to tie up from the first video, I spoke a little bit about the fact that I was going to call these videos Sean Paul News and Comment, and then after that I will put in quotes something to do with the actual title of a video. I chose to do that, again, because I'm honoring the great Paul Harvey, who was a great radio news and commentary guy from 1950 to 2009 here in the United States. Much longer than that, but nationally from about 1950 to 2009 here in the United States. Was born and raised in Oklahoma, worked some time in the state of Kansas, the state of Missouri. Most of his career was spent in Chicago with the American Broadcasting Company. So I'm not stealing any material from him. This is strictly an honor to him. So if I open a video by saying, "Hello, Americans," that is one of the ways, that is the way that he was known. That is the way that Paul opened all of his news and commentary bits. Also, he would do, "Hello, Americans, you know what the news is. In a minute, you're going to hear the rest of the story," which was another very large segment of his, which began in 1976 and ran to his death, and I'm sure they're still available in places on the internet. There's been several books of them written. So again, that is strictly to honor someone who I had a lot of respect for in the broadcast industry, and that's why I'm doing it. I can remember as a child, as a very young child, 7, 8, 10 years old, my father and I would get up and drink coffee together before he would go to work, and we would listen to Paul Harvey while we were drinking our coffee. So Paul Harvey was, I was around Paul Harvey at a very young age, someone who was very important to me, very important in my broadcasting career. So, again, strictly to honor Mr. Harvey, not in any way to steal any material from him, and that is strictly all that's about. I'm going to go ahead and go for now. I thank you for joining me again tonight. I'm going to see about getting this video uploaded. I've been having a little bit of an issue uploading these videos from my computer. That's why I haven't done one up until now. I've been having a little bit of issue with YouTube and my screen reader. I get asked a lot, how do blind people use computers? We use things called screen readers that reads the content of the screen to us, and sometimes screen readers do not play well with certain websites, but we'll get into that in future videos. I'd like to ask that you please subscribe to the channel. If you like what you have seen thus far, please subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter at News and Traffic. You can leave any comments to the video. You can send me PMs directly from YouTube, or you can send me an email directly at newsandtraffic@gmail.com. Thank you, and have a great day.